Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zach. Today we're going to be giving an update on Clover Health. Now, I've done a bunch of DDs before on this one, so this one will be an update to anything that is new from my previous ones. Now, make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on, and let's jump right into this one. So, Clover Health, this one here, I've been talking about it for quite a little, and so far it's been playing exactly as I've been talking about. Now, in general, this one is Medicare plans, not available in every single state, but for a good handful of them. And in general, what we're looking at here is their expansions, their future plans. If you would like to go through the presentations, I did cover it around 2 or 3 videos ago. But over here, we have this new ticker that more around, I think, 2 weeks worth of it being on the market as a new ticker. It was a SPAC as a reverse merger. Now, the big thing about this one here is the latest SEC filings. Now, the latest SEC filings, well, of course, all the way back, I believe this one was somewhat on January 7th. We had basically the kind of level of ownerships that are outlined post-merger. And it goes something roughly like this here. Basically, that the SCH sponsor has around 14.3% of the common A stocks. Chamath, that is basically the owner or the founder of the Social Capital One, the SCH Corporation. He has 21.3%, and then you have Ian Osborne around 17.8%. For percent of Class B stocks, you have Green Oaks Capital having around 36.9. Your entities affiliated with Vivek, which is the CEO, 32%, and the CEO, Garpali, has 32% to his name. Now, this, of course, has definitely changed because, that is very normal. So, one of the latest one, this SEC filing is on January 19th. You see Vivek here having around 36.8% of the total shares available. And then you also have another updates from other ownerships. So it goes right below, I believe, this one here on one of the latest SEC filings. This one is actually on the 15th, and it does show basically a little bit of the breakdown. SCH sponsor, third LLC, around the 15th, they had 20.4% of the float, and then Chamath has around 26.8. Ian has around 23.6. Now, for the latest breakdowns, the software actually already kind of puts in everything for you. So Vivek has 36.8, SCH has 26.8, and then you have a new investor, a couple of days ago, OTAP Financial Group, adding around 43,000 or 44,000 shares. On the 19th, Finney Investment Advisors around 22,000 shares. Now, this is doubled their shares, so probably I think around 15,000 shares additional. Now, in terms of insider buyers, well, we have some exercising of shares for Chamath here, and in general, that doesn't really basically mean they have purchased, but rather than exercising at $10 per share. So, all in all, they are still very bullish on it. They're putting a lot of money into this. And if you've heard them speak before, they were very much bullish about this company, of course, and reverse merging with it, and they put a lot of their own money on the line. So that is something to think about. Now, they have a lot of different PRs coming up in the future. Looks like it's on board to expand. Now, just a quick view on how fast they're expanding. So in 2017, they were worth $1.2 billion. Now, in 2020, they are worth $3.7 billion and about 5.5 times expected revenue this year. And so that is massive. Now, with $3.7 billion of valuation, but the market cap is 5.48, it's not bad for the SP 500. Usually SP 500 is somewhere, I would say, around 2 to 3 in terms of valuations on general, but a lot of stocks, for instance, like Tesla, is hitting 10 for price over book. This one here, it seems to be quite valued properly for price over book. Price over sales, it's yet to catch up, of course. A big deal of this one here is that it needs to start catching up on expansions for sales, as well as a bit more about brand recognition. And that is a bit more of the intrinsic value it's playing on. Now, the next thing I want to cover here is the chart. Now, I'm using Finviz for this one, so it's not the most accurate But you get to see this one here, you get to see the initial jump, and then the massive spike, and then the drop. And so we're waiting for, because I'm very bullish about this one in the longer term, what we're waiting for is this kind of level where it starts accumulating. Now, in that sense, where it starts accumulating, yes, you can get in, you can trade it out, and then sell it a little bit of a profit. But the big part of this is when it starts accumulating, you are trying to get a good entry. Not for the next 3 days, not for the next week. For this one here, this is a long-term position that is a game changer. And so initially, my time frame probably be a year or two, and this one is a safe bet. At least that is the case for me. Now, moving on towards a little bit of the technical analysis point of view. Before we're doing so, make sure to actually subscribe and notifications on. It really does help my channel. Now, moving on towards the 2-hour perspective, because the rest of technical indicators haven't filled in, you get to see this massive drop, right? But then things look to start to stabilize or accumulate for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading sessions. This is a gold mine. You got the accumulation period we're talking about. Especially today, that basically the current net is around 0.07% or a cent from where it was yesterday. Now, that is massive in my perspective. Of course, the technical indicators are saying sloppy or accumulating, which is what we're looking for. We are mainly looking for the accumulation period. Now, the significant supports and resistances here, we can just easily draw them from 1724 all the way down to 1310. So, on 1310, significance of resistances are 1408, 1468, 1517, 1566, and 1636. Significant support is at 1310. And really, that is the only support you see on Fibonacci retracements. Now, on a price line action point of view, you get to see there is a very significant support at 1350 to 1335. Significant below that, 1310. Above there, 1368. Above there, 1399. Up there, 1436. 1479. 1542, just to name a few. 1574, I already mentioned that, 1624. So you get to see it is in an accumulation phase right here, and that is exactly what we're looking for. What I'm looking for here is a little bit of a longer term. So I am very bullish on a longer term view. Yeah, in the short term, yes, you might enter and get more for a short ride. But if you're in here to make a lot of money, you need to think a little bit about longer term, because this one here, still a little bit overpriced when it comes to their $3.5 billion evaluation compared to market cap. But it has big names behind it. They're adding shares as we go, and you will see a bit more shares added as well. And in general, you can expect a bullish move for a longer term. What do you think about this ticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.